If you haven't noticed, you can tell that I made a new intro. But don't worry, where I'm still making the same exact content. Hi, welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Anya. If you don't know, I make really random videos because I don't have a set theme going. I guess. But if you haven't noticed or read the title, I'll be reading That One Donald Trump fan fiction by Elijah Daniel is Trash, aka the one that started the Riverdale beef on Twitter. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It's funny. But yes, I found it on Wattpad. It's called Trump Temptations. Thankfully, it's probably only about 4 chapters long, so we don't have much to get through, but I'm scared. I've seen it. I don't think I've touched it before, so it's gonna be new to you and me. So let's dive right in. I don't know. I would screen record this, but having it show up on the screen like this would be a pain in my butt because I use iMovie and it's not gonna let me include the entire frame. But I'll try and see if I can get like a side by side. So if it doesn't happen, then you'll just see me reading off of it, and maybe I'll add in clips or something. But let's get started. So I pressed read, and it's loading. And here's the preface. The preface, because it's a joke. Hopefully some of you will get it, but this is a work of fiction, a really bad one, but a work of fiction nonetheless. All characters in this book, including those inspired by real people, are fake. Everything in this book is fake. And after this book, my parents' love for me will also probably be fake. After the enormous success of the book, I'm now releasing it on Wattpad for free. Enjoy. Chapter 1. The Mystery Meeting. It all started one fateful afternoon in summer of 2012. I was working at the bellboy at the Trump Hotel in Hong Kong on an internship program. It was marvelous. I came from a very small farm town in Michigan, and this was my first time in a big city. I loved everything about it. It was all I could ever have dreamed of and more. But little did I know it was all about to change. I was stacking someone's tacky luggage when the door behind me swept open. My loins trembled as the scent of toupee, adhesive, Jesus Christ, and spray tan swept through my nasal cavity. I wanted nothing more than to turn around and see the golden god behind these scents. But I couldn't move. I was frozen. There was a tap on my shoulder. "Young man," the voice said. Oh no. I thought to myself, oh my god, could this be him? There's only one way to be sure. I gathered all my strength and turned around. Was I hallucinating? This couldn't be real. It was him. It was Donald. He stood there in front of me, like a tall stallion, with his oily orange skin glistening in the sunlight as if he were a soggy Cheeto, his hair unkempt and messy like a gorgeous rat's nest. He was beautiful, more beautiful than I could have ever dreamed. Yes, sir? I said nervously. "I need you to bring these bags up to my room," he said sternly, like a grandfather upset that a news broadcast interrupted Jeopardy! Which is a great show, by the way. His voice wrapped around my body like queso around a smothered burrito. I was unable to speak. What is this feeling I'm having? What is this feeling? So sudden and new. The moment I laid eyes on you. Okay, moving on. What is this feeling I'm having? I forced myself to speak, but only the word "what" would come out. "I don't have all day, you loser," he said next. "I'm so sorry, sir," I whimpered as I grabbed his bags. "I'll get these up to you immediately." He shook his head and trotted off towards the elevator. As he got further and further, my eyes continued to be glued to his rear end. His gorgeous ass flounced behind him like a mouth-watering stack of pancakes in his pants. My hunger for pancakes had never been stronger. And that's when it happened. He looked back. He caught me staring at his... Oh, I can't take this. He could have me immediately had me fired, Jesus, for this, but he didn't. Instead, he smiled and continued to hop on the elevator. What is happening? Am I losing my mind? I didn't come here to find love, but did love find me? No, it couldn't be. I ran to the bathroom and splashed cold water on my face. This is insane. I must be crazy, I said to myself in the mirror as the cold water dripped down my face and uniform. I stood there for minutes, just looking into my reflection. I gathered myself, dried off, and went to the front desk. I need to take a break, I demanded from Helen, the hotel manager. That's fine, but be back in 15, she growled at me. I hope 15 minutes enough for me to time to figure out what the is going on. I was almost out the door before the phone rang. Helen stopped me. Wait, she yelled as she hung up the phone. Take those bags up to Mr. Trump's room before you go on break. He needs them now, and he asked specifically that you bring them. He did what? He asked for me specifically to bring them? Why me? So many questions racing through my mind, like a cool teenager on Heelys in a mall. I gathered Mr. Trump's luggage and headed for the elevator. His luggage said, Made in China on it. How ironic. My heartbeat was faster than the elevator as it ticked upwards. I wonder why he asked for me. What could this be about? I wonder if he likes me. How could he like me? He just met me. Ding! The elevator rang as we reached the penthouse. I walked down the hall to his door. I've walked this hall many times, but never before has it seemed this long. It felt like an eternity. I wiped the sweat from my forehead and put my hand up to his door to knock. He answered the door wearing only a robe. The robe opened just enough for me to see his beautiful, saggy chest. A chest that would give Betty White a run for her money. Finally, I've been waiting, he complained, and he took his bags and slammed his door. My heart sank. I guess he just wanted his bags. As soon as I began to pick up the pieces of my shattered heart, the door was open again. I almost forgot, he said, and he handed me a wad of money at the tip and a piece of paper. Don't be late, he said in a smile, as he closed the door once more. I stood there, paralyzed, holding what looked like hundreds of dollars and this note. What was this note? I pulled it from the money and held it up. The note said, Be back here at 8 p.m. and get yourself something nice to wear. My knees trembled as I read it. This couldn't be happening, but it was. I told Helen I wasn't feeling well and left work early. I couldn't be there anymore. I needed to go home. Chapter 2. Blood Sausage. I walked through downtown thinking about everything. Should I go back to meet him at 8 p.m.? No, I can't do that. What am I thinking? I'm thinking about him. I couldn't fight it anymore. I had to admit it. I wanted his geriatric 2006 Perez Hilton Jello body, and I wanted it bad. But before long, we had a new problem. My lustful thoughts had awoken the purple-headed yoga slinger in my pants. Oh my god. This walk was getting real hard, real fast. I needed to get home. Luckily, I lived right around the corner. I opened the door and quickly jogged up the stairs, making sure nobody saw the bulging blood sausage. I was rocking. I sat down on the couch, and before I could even take a breath, my roommate, Nicole, opened the door and came out. What's up, you fat? Not a whole lot, I lied. I had to. I couldn't tell her. Why are you acting weird? She asked. I'm not. I met a boy. Is he cute? She asked as she made a sandwich. Gorgeous. His face is wrinkled like a beautiful, overflowing flesh toilet. I said, daydreaming. What does that mean? That's really weird. Nobody talks like that, she said. He's also rich. Oh, okay, go get that. I can't take this. I gazed at the clock. 6 p.m. already? I hadn't even gone shopping yet. I rushed to the mall. I needed to get an outfit and get home in time to change. I quickly found a perfect black suit and was on my way home. I googled him on the train home. I wanted to know everything about him. His Wikipedia page, he says he's 69 years young. What a magical number. I'd like to find out more about that. It also says that his nickname is The Donald, but I'm pretty sure they mean Daddy. I was so excited for our second meeting. I couldn't believe this was happening. I got changed and looked myself in the mirror. You can do this, I repeated to my reflection. I got myself pretty and I headed out. Chapter 3. The Meeting. The walk there was short, but felt like an eternity. I was so nervous for our second meeting. Never in my wildest dreams could I imagine this happening. I reached the building and made my way up the elevator, my heart and meat monster both throbbing more and more with each floor we passed. The elevator rang loud and opened her doors like a white girl's legs. Oh God! White girl's legs on prom night. I forced myself to walk down the hall. My legs were heavy, fighting me against every step. I looked at my phone. 7:58 p.m. Just in time. I knocked gently on the penthouse door. The door creaked open, and there he was, handsome as ever, like a giant melting fat carrot with fake hair. He was wearing a gorgeous suit. "You look good," he said as I entered the room. He locked the door behind me and asked if I wanted to take a seat. "Why did you ask me here?" I said as I sat down. "You know why I asked you here," he said as he brushed his hand against my cheek, leaving a stream of self-tanner dripping down me. He sat beside me and put his hand on my thigh, caressing me up and down. The only thing I knew was that I wanted to ride the elevator to the top of his trunk. Oh, God. He moved closer, putting his cold, dead lips on my neck. I shivered with excitement. His hands felt like an old, dried-out gingerbread house. I was in love. "I should tell you something," he breathed onto my neck. "Tell me later," as I reached for his pants. "Fine, but close your eyes," he said. I was reluctant but obedient. I unzipped his pants and touched his cold, scaly thighs. I opened my eyes and I grabbed his thick, long tail? What? Donald Trump is a reptilian, I screamed as and let go of his tail. His neck flared up like that dinosaur in Jurassic Park. You know which one I mean. He hissed and looked through the window, leaving behind nothing but broken glass and shattered hearts. Well, that was the end of that. I hope you have some of your brain cells left, because I have none. None. This much. Nada. Zip. Zilch. Zero. That was a ride. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you liked more of this, if you like this, give the video a thumbs up. Comment anything you want down below. Subscribe to join the rest of us. And I will see you in the next vlog. If you can you hear me? If you haven't noticed, I did make a new intro.